Julius Randle was energetic on the road trip, but the Knicks fell apart in fourth place in the defeat to the Trail Blazers out of a difficult road trip. An avoidable injury to RJ Barrett and Leon Rose's silent trade deadline emerged one important and positive development. For the Knicks, the reinvigoration of Julius Randle. Advertisement It was only 5 games that ended with Saturday afternoon's fourth-quarter meltdown against the Trail Blazers in Portland. But context mattered. Randle had been spiraling into uncontrollable disaster before the West Coast swing, leaving many to wonder whether the Knicks might dump his contract with the max extension kicking in next season. He was slumping in all categories: game, attitude, body language, leadership. There were incidences with the fans, the media, and even a video coordinator's laptop. Advertisement, but the effort from last season returned during the road trip, which included Thursday night's shocking victory over the Warriors. And it continued in Portland, at least for 3 quarters. He scored 24 points through 36 minutes as the Knicks built a 23-point lead before falling apart in the fourth for a brutal 112-103 loss to end the trip. Julius Randle paces the Knicks with 28 points, but just 4 in the fourth quarter as the Knicks blow big lead and fall to the Blazers. In the 4 games prior to Saturday, Randle averaged 29.5 points, 12 rebounds, and 6.3 rebounds while shooting 48.3%. On Saturday, he finished with a team-high 28 points on 8 of 20 shooting, with 16 rebounds and 6 assists. Randle said he finally picked up his pace, which was something discussed all season but hadn't been implemented. I just had to adjust to the way the game was being played and adjust to how we were trying to play, Randle said before the game. We were trying to play up-tempo all year and haven't been able to figure it out. And for me, it was a conscious effort, just watching the game, watching other teams play, and making the adjustment myself. Evan Fournier, who is also enjoying his best stretch of the season, said Randle has also altered his strategy on screen. He said Randle is rolling to the basket when he sets a screen and the defender switches, boosting their 2-man game that had sputtered through most of the season. Knicks curiously stand pat at trade deadline, then beat the Warriors behind Julius Randle's 28. That opened up the whole court for him to either shoot or drive and kick and make a play, Fournier said. We always see that play with Draymond and Steph. When Steph throws it up to Draymond. With our 2-man game, we try to add weapons. That's something he's starting to do really well. And that adds offense, man. So it's good for us. We always try to make things work in the 2-man game. Julius always likes to go left, obviously, and I'm always in the left corner. So we have to find ways to create offense to get an easy bucket. Julius Randle appears to have found his game during the Knicks West Coast trip. Still, there's also the negative context. The Knicks were 1-4 on the road trip and have lost 11 of their last 14. But it feels like Randle found something again. Barrett still out. RJ Barrett missed his 2nd straight game with an unnecessary garbage time injury. RJ Barrett listed as doubtful for Thursday's game due to ankle sprain. The 21-year-old was spotted by reporters in a walking boot after suffering a sprained ankle. In the final seconds of Tuesday night's blowout defeat to the Nuggets, Tom Thibodeau downplayed the injury, calling it day-to-day, and indicated the walking boot was more procedural than concerning. Usually it's pretty standard to have the boot on just to get the swelling out, he said. Thibodeau had left in Barrett in the final minute while trailing by 15 to the Nuggets, continuing the coach's trend of playing his starters in garbage time with the hope of a miracle recovery. In this instance, even the miracle time had passed. Barrett stepped on the foot of Denver guard Devon Reed with about 30 seconds left. He then hobbled off the court and missed his first game due to injury in over 2 years. Most read Billie Eilish responds to Kanye West's demand to apologize for alleged Travis Scott diss. Everything you need to know about the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show starring Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and more. Rapper Kodak Black, 2 others shot outside after-party for Justin Bieber concert in Los Angeles. Report. For Thursday's win over the Warriors, Barrett was initially listed as doubtful, but he was ruled out from the first injury report for Saturday's game in Portland. Evan Fournier says Knicks should keep roster intact as NBA trade deadline nears. The situation clears a spot for Cam Reddish, who was out of the rotation but logged a productive 19 minutes in Thursday's victory over the Warriors. Reddish was acquired for a first-round pick last month, and Thibodeau has said he'll have to earn minutes rather than just being handed an opportunity. Cam has been terrific, Thibodeau said. We knew when we made the trade there was a logjam, but his attitude has been terrific and that's what I go by. And he's going to play based on performance. Before sitting out Thursday's victory over the Warriors, Barrett hadn't missed a game due to injury in over. In the 2 games leading up to the injury, Barrett logged 43 minutes in Utah and 50 minutes in LA. He's averaging 18 points and 5.7 rebounds this season.